Hello everyone once again. I know we've studied technical writing. Technical writing is actually not something tough. So they're just explaining how to create documentations, create what's it called? Some other things. Pardon me, let me quickly answer this call. Alright. So you're welcome to technical writing. This is actually not something very tough. Just as I was saying earlier before I was interrupted. Okay, so here we are just being taught how to write yes, just to how to write and then how to add diagrams into writings, like the structure for writing and the likes. So and then we're taught that if you're going to write, you write by knowing the kind of audience you're writing to, then be concise, then use simple language and structure your writing. This person is after my life. Alright, let's continue again. So and then the step-by-step process from research to the outline to the draft, revise and then proofread it again, and then that's just it about this part. So this is actually not something to even stress about. And then we're given an example here. For example, how to set up a new printer and the likes. So I'm just going to jump directly to the quiz because that's my aim. I've read everything and it's actually not something tough. You even need to rack your brain to be able to solve it. Okay, so okay, let's just continue. So I'm just going to start a quiz. I forgot to check the time and the likes. Okay, it's 10 minutes. Okay, that means this is very, very cheap. That's why we're giving 10 minutes. Okay, the first question: what is the most important factor to consider when writing technical documentation? A, the complexity of the language. B, the use of visuals. C, knowing your audience. D, the length of the document. I think we were able to have a glimpse of this when I was explaining just now that know the audience, so knowing your audience. So we're picking this and then we're trying to answer this as much as fast as possible, because actually writing without knowing your audience is like coding without knowing the user. So it won't work when you're coding and you don't even know who's going to use it. So you need to know your audience, which is actually the foundation of all great technical documentation. And especially when you know your audience, you'll be able to adjust your language to a beginner friendly language. All right, so the next question says, which of the following is a recommended practice for technical writing? A, using jargon frequently. B, writing long detailed paragraphs. C, avoiding the use of headings and subheadings. Then D, breaking down complex ideas into smaller chunks. This is very, very, in fact, you don't even need to study before you know the answer. You don't even need to think twice before you know the answer, that it is breaking down complex ideas into smaller chunks, just as the example that was listed on how to install your printer, because each chunk is a step that helps the reader climb to full understanding without tripping. So technical writing isn't just about like sounding smart, it's about making others smart and understanding what you're trying to pass across to them. All right, so the next one: what is the key component of a well-structured README file? A summary of the product's functionality. B, detailed explanations of technical concepts. C, instructions written in advanced technical jargon. D, an assumption that user have prior knowledge. Oh my goodness, this quiz is actually very funny. So we all know that it's just the summary of the product's functionality, because this is where you get to talk about what the product actually does, what the product is. All right, so we're going to the next one. So and now they said in technical writing, what is the purpose of using bullet points and numbered lists? A, to make information easy to scan. B, to make the document look more professional. C, to confuse the reader with additional information. D, to provide unnecessary details. Who set these questions? To make information easy to scan. In fact, I don't know why they actually put something like this. So bullet points and like number lists are used in technical writing to break down information into like manageable pieces, make content visually clean and easy to follow. Actually, it's also even help users to quickly locate the info they need, and then it makes it easier to emphasize. I'm conscious of time. Emphasize like steps, features, options, and requirements, especially when readers are in a hurry, which in fact most readers are in hurry. So like scalability is actually king in this kind of situation. So bullet points and number lists are your best friend when the goal is clarity plus speed. So they just come, just get everything instead of trying to read a comprehension passage. So then the last but not the least, what approach should be taken when explaining complex ideas in technical writing? A, use as many technical terms as possible. B, explain everything in one long paragraph. C, avoid the use of visuals. And then D, split them into smaller, easy to digest chunks. The answer has even like revealed itself even before even saying it. To split them into smaller, easy to digest chunks. That is the main aim, because when you are explaining complex ideas in technical writing, the goal is to reduce like cognitive overload and then help the readers understand, not to be struggling around it again. So which means like breaking down complex concepts into logical bit-sized parts, like using clear heading, bullet points, step-by-step explanation, reinforcing understanding with examples and diagrams if needed. So if the reader can't get it in the first read through, the writing has failed, not the reader. The person that writes it that has failed. Alright, so we have 4 minutes left. So let's send this and then see what we get at the end of everything. As usual, 100%. So we've got 100% in our first trial. So we can view our answer, but as usual, so let's continue learning so we know what we do here, right? Wait, let me see previous question. Okay, next question. Okay, next question. Okay, no, I don't even have to read this. All right, so the next one, unlocked successfully. So where are we? Okay, mathematical thinking in coding. All right, so I am actually familiar with this particular one, so I think I already took this class before even unlocking it myself. Now my goodness. Okay. All right, so let me stop this section here and then Genesis. Alright, so thank you all for staying till the end of this update, and I'll see you in the next update.